Well guys, this is our temporary friggin' side of the highway fix. Just friggin' ran the wire up here and spliced one to ground and one to a key-on power source. So what I've got to do is undo that, route it back underneath the truck, plug it into here so that I can use the fuel sending unit again and tell how much fuel I've got in the tank. Oops, apologize, drifting camera. And then I'm gonna have to trace down the white wire with the blue stripe, make sure that one's positive, and the black wire with the one red dot, and make sure that's ground. So that will be fun. But I'll show you guys the freaking spaghetti wiring we found. We freaking opened up this panel and there's freaking wires and freaking just everything everywhere. There was just, it was so freaking cluttered in there. Oh yeah. Holy fender wheels. But yeah, I pulled out like a bunch of wire, maybe 6 pieces of wire out of there that weren't connected to anything. Gotta remove stupid relay and stuff. Like, who would just cut wires off a relay and just leave it? But yeah, so I gotta figure out why the fuel pump's not getting power through its regular friggin' harness. Well, I traced the wire from that plug, which is the fuel pump and sending unit plug, all the way to here. They friggin', this is totally custom. Like, I don't know what they did, but this truck might have been fuel injected or carbureted before. But yeah, they had that connection there, and they just wrapped it in tape. And the connection was full of dirt and stuff. And there's places that the wires are rubbed through. And it's just not very good. So I've traced it all the way back up into there, which comes up into there, which goes over to here, and this is the wire here. And I seen that. This whole thing is packed full of dirt. So I'm wondering if there's maybe a rock that hit it and shorted out a couple wires or something. So I've got a little bit more work to do. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to run or rip up all that crap to get to it. If I have to, I'm just going to run a new wire from somewhere over here. Because, yeah. Anyways, I'll get that part up and see what's up. Well, the ground wire looks okay. It's got a big ground connection here, but I should check that too, just in case. This wire here, that's the fuel pump start wire, and it looks fine. I don't know what's going on. Unless the issue is like right down in there where it connects. Down in there. You can see it here. Now you can see it. So I don't know. But I've got to get this figured out. Because I need to sell this thing. Get something more reliable. Well, after tearing apart the whole harness, I friggin' tapped in down here with this wire that I have for a power wire. I just tapped it back into the relay. I had power there. I tapped it in there. You can see where I stripped the shielding away. Didn't have power there. So I knew the problem was somewhere in there. So I pulled the freaking boot off, that where it goes right through the body panel. And yeah, sure enough, the wire is freaking broken. That's the only issue. That's all it was. Just a broken frickin' wire. So I'll splice that back together and it should work. And then I can get rid of it. That's all it was. So I'm going to solder it and heat shrink it. And then stuff it all back down. Tape all the wires back up. And then, yeah. Then it's good to go. Yeah, I just twisted those together and fired it up. And yeah, she fired right up. So freaking right. Then I'll have to get my brother to freaking put the panels back in. I don't remember how he took them out. Yeah. Freaking can't stand wiring sometimes. Especially when people go in there and freaking add stupid things and crap everywhere in places that, like, it's just, all the stuff was just dangling in there. It's frustrating. And there was like, it looked like somebody cut a handful of wire and just tossed it in there. Frig sakes. And we're done. Now I'm just gonna friggin' heat shrink it and then tape up all the friggin' wires I cut open and stuff. And then fix all this. And then Bob will finally be your uncle. Well, I got her all back together. So now I just gotta get some tape up the connections. Well, not connections, but the joints and stuff. And then take some pictures and throw it on Kijiji. Yeah. Man, can this thing flex. Gotta love friggin' 4-link suspension. That's what all that's all about. Except that friggin' e-brake cable doesn't like that too much. A little bit tight. Good way to replace your coils. Man, that flex is good. That is cool. Not friggin' bad. It tucks nice too. Cool.